What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. These are my Week 11 daily fantasy football picks. Let's go. Last week was a great week. I won nearly 90% of all my cash lineups. Most of them I barely squeaked by. I tried to pick the most consistent, reliable players while I let my opponents lose. They do the losing, I do the winning. That's how you win cash lineups. At the end of this video, make sure you stay tuned all the way through. I have a special announcement, a special offer, so stay tuned till the end of the video. These are my picks for week 11. You know how we do on The Couch. We like to start it off with the kicker and defense first. That way it gives us a better idea of our average remaining salary. And if you're still like, why do we do that? Hey, why not? Three kickers I really like this week. Considering price, a little bit price, you know we like to pick the minimum price guys usually, but considering price and that they're going to do really good are Stephen Gostkowski, 4,900, Cairo Santos, 4,900, and Steven Hauschka, the Seahawks kicker at home, 4,800. So those three guys are really good. Those are like my stud kickers, but you know we like to pick a cheap kicker and then, you know, if we have money left over, spend up. Or in GPPs, we like to vary it up a little bit. It's different in GPPs. So those three guys are expensive. I like them a lot though. Cheaper option, you got Janikowski, Raiders kicker. Keep in mind he plays Monday night and that's not in the main slate. And I like that more of a GPP pick because he's high risk. We see him be very volatile, not good one week, very good one week, inaccurate one week. Then he can make 3 50-plus yard field goals another week. That's why I like him. Only 4,600, so close to minimum price. Also, Matt Prater. Now, that's a guy that's going to be more reliable, more consistent. He's playing at home versus the Jaguars. Jaguars allow a ton of points to opposing fantasy kickers. So I like Matt Prater playing in a dome at home. That's the Lions kicker, 4,600. And cheap options, you got Mike Nugent, Ryan Suckup, Dan Carpenter. And probably my favorite would be Robbie Gould, the Giants kicker, playing against the Bears. Only thing I don't like about him, now it's not that, you know, he hasn't put up big fantasy points because he's been doing a lot of extra points instead of field goals. But one of the reasons that I may shy away from him is if the wind really picks up. So just double check on the wind Sunday morning, Saturday night, whatever. Just make sure it's not like crazy winds and the weather is not terrible. I'm not too scared of it, by the way. I just want to mention that just in case, you know, that's something you might want to monitor. But he is my favorite minimum price kicker. Let's go Robbie Gould. Now the defenses. A lot of options to pick from. Now the cheapest one, we'll start cheapest and go more expensive, is the Buccaneers, who I'd consider picking. The Chiefs don't put up a lot of points. Now this is a punt because you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, the Bucs D not that good. Yeah, they're awful. But at 4,100, that's a nice punt. And actually, I had the Jaguars defense in most of my lineups last week, and almost all of them won. So, and if you don't get why, because you're like, why'd you pick? If you ask two questions, okay, why'd you pick the Jags D? And another question, they suck, so how'd you win? Well, it's two things. I won, yeah, they did suck. I won because a lot of people picked more expensive defenses. Like me, I picked the Cardinals D. They did okay, but I don't think that was really what you wanted, what you expected out of the most expensively priced defense on the board. So I went with the Jags, basically the cheapest defense last week, and they did okay. Actually, I think they would have did a lot better if Bortles didn't throw that freaking pick six at the beginning. Anyway, that's why I like these. That's why I give you options, you know, cheap, medium price, and expensive. So the Bucs D is a good punt, okay? So just make sure you know the definition of that. It's just to save money. A lot of people won't pick them. I probably won't be picking them this week, but that is a good punt option. I like giving you guys sleepers. Raiders at 4,400, that's basically the same thing. Not a lot of people will pick them. That's a Monday night game. And by the way, they're playing in Mexico Monday night, if you did not know already. So that's somewhat of a road game for both those teams. I believe it's technically, it says it's a Raiders home game, but they're not playing in Oakland. They're playing in Mexico, so they do have to travel just a little bit to get there. Vikings defense at 4,500. I think people will start to shy away from them. Not a great one, but You got that one there. There's some other options. Lions defense, fairly cheap at 4,600 playing the Jaguars. Now let's get to the ones I really like. Okay, I like the Giants D at 4,700. I like the Rams D at 4,700 as well. I think that one is going to be a little bit more of a contrarian pick than the Dolphins at only 100 more, playing against the Rams and rookie quarterback Jared Goff. Yes, I just hyped that up. And yes, they'll be owned in a lot of lineups. Also, the Steelers defense, 4,800, playing in Cleveland against the Boo-Boo Browns. They're horrible. They're winless. I think that the Browns will go 0-16. Maybe they'll beat the Chargers. I looked at the schedule, but I don't really see it happening. I think there's a good chance the Browns will go 0-16, and there's not a chance they're going to beat the Steelers this week. I also really like this game because there's seems to be very windy, so it's going to be a lot of running, low scoring. I like the Steelers D. This is probably the only week you want to start the Steelers D. Some other options are the Chiefs at 5,000, Cardinals at 5,100, and Seahawks at 5,200. For quarterbacks, real quick, I'm just going to run through all the ones I have written down. Aaron Rodgers, 9,100, playing at Washington. Andrew Luck, 8,100, playing versus the Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota in the same game, 8,000 at Indy. Kirk Cousins, 7,600 versus Green Bay. Blake Bortles, 7,200 at Detroit. Now that's a contrarian pick. And Colin Kaepernick, 7,000 versus the Patriots. I like that garbage time, and he's really cheap. He's the cheapest guy that I'd actually consider. My favorite guy on this list is probably going to be Andrew Luck. I like him in cash games. Should be a lot of touchdowns. He should throw the ball a ton, and you can pass against the Titans. For running backs, number one guy, I mean, there is no arguing against this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. In cash games, super duper chalk is Le'Veon Bell, 9,100. I already went over this game. It's windy. The Browns suck. They don't have good run defense. Le'Veon Bell should be freaking amazing. D'Angelo Williams is hurt. He should be catching a lot of balls, running a lot of balls. Hopefully get a couple touchdowns. So that's the cash game play there. I'll definitely be having him in some GPPs as well. I do like DeMarco Murray. I do like David Johnson, even though it doesn't have a great matchup. Spencer Ware's okay, 7,700. But why not go with LaShawn McCoy at freaking 7,500 against the Bengals? Not a good defense. And they can get ran on really bad. They don't have a good run defense, I'll tell you that. So Le'Veon Bell, LaShawn McCoy, put those two in cash lineups. I like that cash lineup duo right there. LeGarrette Blount is worth consideration. We don't know what the Patriots are going to do, but I got a feeling they're going to be running the ball a lot. I think LeGarrette Blount or some running back's going to score some touchdowns. No Gronk, no Chris Hogan this game, by the way. There's Doug Martin, 6,500. Carlos Hyde, 6,500. Jeremy Hill, 5,900. And there's some cheaper options that are really good here and very intriguing. Rashad Jennings, James Starks, Thomas Rawls, Duke Johnson, Dion Lewis. I like CJ Prosise. And if you want to go super cheap, look for Kenneth Dixon, 4,800, going against Dallas. Now, I like this guy because I see him getting a lot of checkdowns and screen passes thrown his way. That's really, these two guys I'm going to mention is really more based on the price. So Kenneth Dixon, 4,800, playing at Dallas, and Paul Perkins, 4,500 versus the Bears. So those two, like I said, they're more punts. 4,500 is minimum price, so 4,800 is just above minimum price right there for Kenneth Dixon. For wide receivers, have a long list, and all the studs they're all awesome. So I'll go through the guys that really stand out to me. If I'm going to spend up, I'm looking more towards AJ Green. Those other options are nice. I mean, Antonio Brown every week. Odell Beckham's even nice this week with that high price. But I like AJ Green just because I feel like he is elite. He's hands down a top 5 wide receiver in real life and in fantasy, and I don't think there's any disputing that at all. So 8,200 for AJ Green. I think I really like that one. The price is right. The value is great. There's some upside there, so I do like that. I'm going to probably be picking a lot of mid-tier and cheaper wide receivers, though, especially in cash games. So there's too many names to go over in this video. Let me give you the guys that stand out. So Dante Moncrief, pretty consistent, 6,500. Now that's like, I expect him to return value, no more, no less. So more of a cash game play, I guess. I mean, you can play him in GPP. I'm just saying, like, it's reliable. Like, I don't expect him to give me much more value to put up tons of, I don't expect him to get over 100 yards or put up multiple touchdowns. I think that's highly unlikely. I also don't expect him to fail. I don't expect him to get less than 40 receiving yards, and I do think he has a really good chance of getting a touchdown, at least catching one big pass, something. He'll get you something in this high-scoring game here. Jamison Crowder is only 6,300. Now that game's going to be a shootout. A lot of passing, a lot of pass touchdowns. Both quarterbacks should be going ham that game. I really like Julian Edelman at 6,100. I think this guy is really safe this week. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen, but when it comes to being safe, I think Julian Edelman at 6,100 is really nice. Like I said, Gronk is out. Chris Hogan's out. Patriots are favored to win by 11 points now. It was 13 earlier this week, but now the news that those two guys are out, it went down to only being 11-point spread. I believe that's the biggest, that's the biggest spread this week, by the way, guys. We also have Sterling Shepard at 5,900. A lot of these guys are like consistent, reliable, like you can count on. It goes back to what I said earlier, like, let the other guys lose. They'll pick guys they like. I don't know how people think when they pick their loser lineups. And we pick consistent guys and we win. I like Tyreek Hill. Macklin is out. Not because so much like, oh my gosh, Tyreek Hill, he's awesome, he's going to go off. It's the price, 5,400, good matchup. Can't really go wrong with that. If he doesn't score a ton of fantasy points, you don't lose out too much because you spent your money on good guys like Le'Veon and LaShawn, right? So cheaper guys, more like punts, we have Quinnen Patton, 4,600. Patriots, we already talked about that game. Should be some garbage time. Danny Amendola, very interesting punt right there, 4,500. He should be starting wide receiver. Or maybe it might be Malcolm Mitchell be more of the starting wide receiver. He is 4,500. I'd say Danny Amendola is the safer one, and Malcolm Mitchell is the riskier one, and not a lot of people will pick. And I'm gonna be honest, it's really hard to predict this Patriots team. I mean, it really is. Would you be surprised if LeGarrette Blount got 3 touchdowns? Would you be surprised if Edelman got 2 touchdowns? Bennett got 3 touchdowns? I mean, I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Look, last game, I don't think Brady even threw a touchdown. Blount did all the work. So, and it was against the Seahawks. I mean, you just don't know with this Patriots team. That's what makes them so good in real life. Okay, tight ends. I like Jordan Reed, Jimmy Graham, Delaney Walker, Tyler Eifert. Now, guys that really stick out. I really like Travis Kelce, 6,100 going against the Bucks. Julius Thomas, 5,900 going against the Lions. It's more of a GPP, more of a contrarian pick right there. You'll see why. 5,500 Zach Miller, 5,400 Eric Ebron. Now, Martellus Bennett, 5,200. I see this guy being owned in what do we... I mean, it could be anywhere from 15% to like 55% of lineups. So let's just say like 25, 30% of lineups could have Martellus Bennett in it. That's going to be the most popular tight end pick this week. And if you're in a GPP, you have to avoid him in some of your lineups. Like if I did only one GPP lineup, I wouldn't put him in there because everyone's going to pick him. And if he's not the best tight end and you pick a tight end better than him, you're going to go straight up in the rankings, straight to the green, straight to that first place prize. Some cheaper options. Charles Clay, only 4,800. Dennis Pitta, only 4,800. I think Dennis Pitta's upside's really limited, but hey, maybe he gets his first touchdown this game against the Cowboys. I have him here more as like a garbage time and a good check down option for Flacco, but I'm not too sold on him. I like Clay probably a little more. And some punts, risky guys. We have Jared Cook. That's a punt right there. in his first game back. I believe he's gonna play. I think he's definitely gonna play. I'm not sure how much though. And Vernon Davis, he's back from the dead. 4,500 going against Green Bay. Now that's a super risky pick. And those are all my picks for Week 11. Make sure you guys try them out. Play on FanDuel. You can play for free. Put up a couple bucks. Play for like the cheapest you can play for. You can play for $1 to win real cash. They have awesome tournaments, awesome contests. It's just a great site. I play on there every week myself. So make sure you guys try that out. Just follow the link below. It's bit.ly/fantasycouchfd. Make sure you sign up with promo code FANTASYCOUCH. And if you've never played on FanDuel before, they'll give you a 5-pack. So that's like they'll give you an invite every week, once a week, to a free contest. So it's like $50 worth of value. It's super awesome. I highly suggest you guys play. And if you've never played on FanDuel, I have a special promotion, a really cool way to play. You don't want to miss this, but that's only if you never played on there before. If you're gonna sign up for free and sign up with a new account. Leave a comment below, let me know, we'll get in touch. I'll let you know about the special promotion, but that's only if you've never played FanDuel before. Make sure you guys like the video, leave a comment below. Regardless if you played or not, just let me know what your thoughts are, if I missed any picks. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out more videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah.